years old when I was born. At 18 to...
when were you born?
I was born in 1896, or 1893.
So she was born in 1875.
Yeah.
Do you remember her birthday?
July 15th.
And when did she die?
Huh?
When was she killed in a car wreck? When was that?
When did she what?
When did she die?
When did she die?
Yeah. 56?
55.
55? And that was in Fort Wayne?
Yeah.
And she's buried in Fort Wayne?
Uh-huh.
Okay, what was your father's name?
Clement Jacob Stein.
Okay. Where was he born?
St. Joe, Ohio.
One was born in St. Peter and one in St. Joe, huh?
Well, they named those country towns after the church. You know, they had there are churches all over Mercer County. You know, you can drive and look this way and that way, you'll see a church steeple. No matter, they're so close together. But
is this St. Joseph?
St. Joe. St. Joe,
Ohio. And when was he born? Do you remember?
He was 7 years older than my mother. So
7 years. So that would have been
7 years for
1868. What was his birthday?
May 4th.
And when did he pass away?
He was 60 years old when he...
Oh wow, that was then 1928.
No, 1933, I think, or 32, somewhere around there.
And where's he buried?
Fort Wayne.
He died there too?
Huh?
He was living in Fort Wayne when he died?
Yeah.
Okay. Were there any other spouses? Your mother wasn't married before, or
No.
your dad? Same thing. Okay. Where were they married?
At St. Peter's, Ohio.
You remember when?
Yeah. July. I don't know, it was July sometime when she was 18 years old.
Oh, she was 18? Okay, so that would have been 1893.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I had that wrong about her being 18 years older than me. She's 19 years old.
Oh,
they were married a year when the baby was born.
Okay, so she was born in 1874 then.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's about right.
And married in 1892.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. How about your dad? Did he have any brothers?
Yes. Let's see. I had John, Carl, and I forget his youngest brother's name. Robert, and I don't know if he had any other brothers, and I had sisters, but most of them died when I was just a little kid and I never knew them.
Oh, really? You don't remember any of their names then, huh?
One, Reesner, Teresa Reesner, she married her. Roesner.
How do you say it again?
Roesner. Teresa Reesner.
Okay. Now, did your mother have any sisters?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I know.
Mary Leonards.
Mary Leonards?
Lenartz.
Oh, Leonards? Okay.
And Elizabeth Fortman.
How do you spell it? Fortman?
Fortman. And Sister Philomene, she never married.
Philomene?
Mm-hmm. Wonderful.
P-H?
P-H, I-L-O-M-I-N-E.
Philomene. Philomene. Okay. She had 3 sisters. Any brothers?
Mother? My mother? Yes. Henry and Ben and Frank and that was it, I think.
6 kids, huh? Well, 7. There'd be 7 kids in there if they come with it. Okay. Did you know your grandparents?
Well, I didn't know my mother's mother because she died before she was married. But Grandpa lived to be 80-some years old.
Grandpa
Vanderhart.
Grandpa Vanderhart. What was his name? Do you remember his name?
I don't remember. I just don't remember. He was a nice old man, looked like Santa Claus.
You have a beard?
Beard, pretty white beard.
Yeah, that's neat. Did he die at did they live in Fort Wayne?
No. You mean Grandpa Vanderhart?
Right.
No, they lived in Fort Recovery, Ohio in their later years.
Was he from Germany?
Huh?
Was he from Germany or his parents?
No, his parents were.
From Germany or Holland?
Germany.
Okay, so great Grandpa Vanderhart, your great grandfather, then was from Germany.
Did you ever hear why he left?
Huh?
Did you ever hear why he left Germany?
Well, a lot of people used to come to this country, like maybe 1 or 2 of a family wanted to grow here in this country. They would come at an early age.
Yes, that's right. They would, wouldn't they? Because you know what happened when their older brother got the farm, there's nothing left for them. They'd have to come over here. Let's see. Did they ever say where in Germany they came from?
No.
Nothing like that. Huh?
I don't.
Or they didn't say near the Rhine River or Moselle or anything like that?
No. Now, your grandfather, my husband's,
right, Herman?
Father came from Alsace-Lorraine.
Alsace-Lorraine. Yeah,
and it belonged to France at that time. But you know, France and Germany, once it belonged here, then it belonged there.
And I don't think
that country, that European country, the Middle East, isn't
no wonder he came over here just to get away from it.
Get away from it all.
Okay, well let's take Grandpa's side a little bit then. Let's do Grandpa's.
I don't know much about it, but I think.
Okay. What was Grandpa's father's name?
Francis Xavier.
And his mother?
Well, I always have to think because he had a stepmother.
Yes,
but his mother died when he was just a little kid. Her name was Margaret. She was from New York State. I don't.
Boy, how do you spell Margaret?
Margaret.
Well,
He doesn't know how to spell.
Margaret. I never had to spell Margaret before. All right, okay. Did you know her maiden name?
that's what I'm trying to bring back to my mind, and I can't seem to. Well, they were in Huntington, and I don't know. I don't know that many of his people there, or any of them.
Are they buried in Huntington?
Yeah. Of course, Grandpa's buried here.
Yes.
Right.
Do you remember? Did they die? I mean, were you married to Grandpa when they passed on?
Yeah.
Do you remember when that was?
Oh, I think Grandpa Bir died. I don't know. I'm trying to think. There were two deaths pretty close together. My father died in the spring of, I think, in '33, and Grandpa Bir died in the fall. No, my father died in the fall, and Grandpa Bir died the next spring. That's something.
33? Your father died at 33?
I think so.
Grandpa Bir died in 34.
Yeah, that's what we had written down. And where'd your father die? Was he in Fort Wayne?
Yeah.
So Grandpa's father died at 34?
I think the spring of '34. I couldn't tell you what month.
No, that's okay. Where was he born?
Grandpa Bir in Alsace-Lorraine.
Oh, okay, so they're that close, huh? You know, I bet we can't find one. Alsatian wines are supposed to be excellent. They're white wines.
We're looking for wine.
They're looking for wine for supper tonight.
Oh, they thought maybe an Alsatian wine might be good.
They're supposed to be good. Oh boy, I misspelled Alsace. I'm really bad.
I think you better go back to school. Learn how to spell.
Okay. You remember when he was born? No, that's.
Well, he may have been about 66 when he died.
So if he was 66 and he was born.
And so was my father. About 66 when.
That would have been 1868.
Approximately.
1868, around then.
Oh, around that.
Yeah.
Well.
And he's buried in Huntington?
Yeah. Grandpa Bir is, yeah.
No, let's go check that out.
Yeah, I know. That's nice. Okay, Grandma Bir. When did she die?
Well, I don't know anything really about this. That only that about, if you can figure it out, Dad was about 3 years old when she died.
So, Grandpa was born in. When was Grandpa born then? Do you remember what year? Your husband?
Yeah. He was 7 years older than me.
Okay. You were born in
1890. He came. He used to say, "I came here in a hell of a fix."
in
1886.
1886.
Oh, and October the 7th. No, wait.
I'm getting old.
Yeah, October the 7th.
Grandpa Burr, Herman, was born October
7th.
7th, 1886?
1896.
He was 1886, yeah.
1886. In a hell of a fix, huh?
Yeah.
Where was he born?
In Huntington.
Huntington?
Wonder why they settled there.
Huh?
Wonder why they settled in Huntington.
I don't know. Well, why did his one brother settle in Dayton and another one down in Missouri or something like that? And that's all I know. And they lost track of the one that settled in Missouri.
Mm-hmm.
But I did know the one that settled in Dayton.
Oh, okay.
So there were three brothers that came from South
Yeah.
Florida.
Do you remember their names?
I don't know the one, but the one was Pete.
And where was he? Where did he settle? Dayton?
He's settled in the grave now, but Dayton, yeah. Dayton, Ohio.
He's pretty settled now.
Yeah.
Okay, what's his other brother, you remember?
I don't know.
Okay, well, wait, all I've got is Peter. Oh, and then the other one?
And then the other one.
You said Missouri? Let's see, when did Grandpa die? You remember?
Yes, 5 years ago.
5 years?
December.
74.
Huh?
And 74.
And, yeah,
74.
1974. And he died on Sunday night.
Yeah, I remember that.
He's 22.
22?
Died midnight, the 22nd, just about a quarter till 12.
Wow.
And he was buried the 26th.
Okay. Where were you married?
Where? Fort Wayne.
What church?
Precious Blood.
You better remember that. Every woman's supposed to remember where she was married.
And what was the date?
What was the date? October 29th. You know, we were married 56 years ago when Grandpa died.
What year was that you got married?
What year?
Yeah.
56 years.
1918.
Who was your maid of honor?
Sister Anselma. But Victoria.
Oh, her name was
My
Victoria.
sister.
That's pretty.
I always thought it was. I like that name. And you know why they call her that? See, I was the oldest, and she was the second oldest. And they couldn't think of a name for her. And, you know, those days they used to, if they had a bottle of Castoria and tasted good, and for anything for children when they had trouble, you know. And so when, I don't know, somebody said something about when they were trying to see what name I could pronounce, they named different names and I couldn't pronounce them. Because see, I was only about a year and a half older. And so somebody said something about giving somebody a dose of Castoria. And when they said Castoria, I said, Doria, I want it, because I liked it.
You liked it?
So they thought of the name Victoria.
Oh, no.
Well, that was pretty.
Okay. Your sisters.
My sisters,
Let's see.
I got a bunch of them.
Yes.
You sure do.
Okay.
Four of them were dead, though.
Yeah.
Only three of us living.
Boy. Okay. Who are they?
Victoria died as sister and
Let
son.
me mark that down, sister. Okay.
And Josephine
Mm-hmm.
and Cecilia,
Cecilia. How do you spell that, Grandma?
Celia.
We didn't know her.
I didn't know her.
Huh?
We didn't know her, did we?
No.
She died young?
Well, Toots, we used to call her
Oh.
Toots. Yeah.
Put Toots in parentheses. Never heard her called Cecilia before.
How do you spell Toots? How do you guys spell Toots?
T-O-O-T-S.
Did you really?
Where did she get that name?
When she was a little girl, some salesman came through, and he thought she was so cute. And she said, "Well, here comes little Toots." And I don't know, we just called her too, but we thought it was funny, you know.
Yeah.
And we kept calling her, and I don't know, all of us it got to be her name.
She liked it?
She never made anything of it.
Yeah. Wow. Okay, who's next?
Mary Agnes?
I don't remember her.
Agnes.
No,
She died
when Herman was about even a year old when she died.
Okay, who's next?
Well, those are my. Oh, and then living is
Clementine.
Clementine and Urs. And that's enough sisters.
I guess. Now, did Joseph, was she married, Aunt Joe?
Huh?
Was Aunt Joe married?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yes.
What was,
She had 7 kids.
oh Lord, what was her married name?
Glasper.
One S?
Glasper.
What was her husband's name?
Robert.
And her kids' names?
Her kids' names? Well, I can start with these Donalds and what in the world was her oldest boy? Lived in Fort Wayne. Oh, I don't know. I have to think. Robert, Bob, and Bill, and what was the one that was killed in action?
In World War II?
No, Vietnam.
Oh, Vietnam.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
I can't say his name.
She have any daughters?
Huh?
She have any daughters?
Did you? Yeah.
Okay. Aunt Toots, was she married?
Yeah, and she had 1 daughter.
What was her married name?
What was
Toots' married name?
her married name? Nancy, let's see. Oh, I don't know. My mind's just blank.
Okay. Was Mary Agnes married, or she died
No,
young?
she died when she was 13.
And was Clem married?
No.
And Urs?
Urs was married twice. She was married to Schomburg. Her second husband was Schomburg, Carl Schomburg.
Schomburg.
S-C-H-O-M.
You know how to spell that one?
Schomburg.
Remember her first husband?
Yeah, Joe Brosser. Brossard.
She have any kids?
No.
Did she had one kid with Carl?
Huh?
I thought she had.
No.
Ursula has no kids at all.
No.
Okay.
She was older when she married Carl. You were alive.
Oh, do you? Okay, so what was Aunt Toot's married name?
Aunt Toots Glessner. Glessner.
Did she have any kids?
One, Nancy Rose.
Where's she?
She's in Fort Wayne.
Oh, is she?
She's a nurse at St. Joe's, and she's got a bunch of kids, and I don't know anything about her kids. And her husband is Steve Bruder, Bruder.
I've seen that on my mom's papers, or her address book.
Now, did you have any brothers?
Did I have brothers? Yes. Anselm, Anselm.
Anselm?
Yep.
Well, that's where she got Sister Anselma, huh?
Yeah.
Well, that's neat.
And Urban. Urban is still living in Indianapolis.
What about Anselm? What about?
He died a number of years ago.
Was he married?
Oh yeah, he had 2 children.
What was his? Do you remember his wife's name?
His wife's name, I don't remember at all what her maiden name was.
Okay. Do you know her first name?
Eileen.
What are the kids' names, do you know?
Ed, Stein, and Evelyn Fisher. If that isn't the sweetest picture, I wish you had a camera here.
You do?
You do.
Never take that.
You have to, Jim.
You have the film in the camera?
You have to stick the film.
You have the flash?
You got to put it on the lightning bolt. Wait till it blinks. I got one of those cameras that has a flash built in.
How do you turn on the flash?
It's lightning bolt. And you wait till it blinks there. And then you look at the bottom to see where to place how the
Do you
distance.
need more light here?
No,
I
this will be
didn't want
fine.
to turn it on when I kind of hurt waking her up.
Okay, I got the flashing.
All right, is the thing correct?
How do you know if it's correct or not?
The distance. Look at the other thing on top. What's it on?
Oh, it's on. We want it pretty close, don't we?
Yeah, put it on a half a person, not a face, a half a person maybe. That's too far. That's a mountain. See this? This right here. This right here tells you right there. These newfangled cameras.
If this is in your way,
No,
put it-
no. This is fine. Put your hand back up there.
It is a picture. I hope it turns out good.
I'll have to send you a copy.
What are we doing here? Yeah, that's about ready to be flipped over.
someplace in the house.
Jesus, diapers. I used to do all that type of fun stuff. I'm getting so old. I didn't even know Tony had graduated. Uncle Tom's Tony and Claire is a senior. Little Claire is a senior.
She's in Germany, you know.
Yeah.
Hi, Joe.
Hi, Joe.
Hi.
Fine.
Hi, Joe.
Hi.
Are you getting some rest? I hear
Yeah,
you
I'm
had to
getting
work
rest.
yesterday.
Yeah.
I hope you got some rest.
Well, at our house it's pretty hard when everybody's home.
Huh?
It's pretty hard when everybody's home. They all yell so loud in the morning. Come on, everybody.
Yeah. Hey, do you have to work tonight?
No, I got the night off. Don't you?
Thank goodness.
Party. Yeah.
All
Maybe you
right.
can get some sleep, huh?
Yeah.
We hope.
Yeah.
Are you about out of high school?
What?
Are you about out of high school?
Yeah, my last year.
You're in it now. Quit talking about it. She gets upset.
I'm getting there soon. It's getting too old.
She remembers the day she graduated. Then she went to college.
We just had my 10-year anniversary. My
4 years,
reunion.
and then
Really?
Of course, I missed it. I didn't go. Nobody I wanted to see.
Well, boys, you know, I always save coupons, and I leave them lay out on the table.
Well, just don't expect us back anymore.
Oh, me! I tell you, I am sad about
Yeah,
that.
that's all right. We
I-
just forget it.
Because I eventually throw the stuff
Yeah, we
out.
don't really need
They're
it.
just cheap, Grandma. They're
Yeah, that's
cheap.
their problem.
Yeah, well,
Well, we'll take off then. You want anything?
huh?
You want anything from the store or anything?
No, thank you. Well, there are a lot of times I'd like to get something in Hank's, but nobody shops there anymore.
That's right.
Not since Joe's been working there.
Well, I mean, down there where he works, it's all of the way for the girls, you know.
Mhm.
So they go shopping up this way. And, but a lot of times I like to have things from Hank's.
Yeah.
But you can't blame the girls. I mean, they go out of their way. They go out of their way enough to come here to.
Well, okay.
Well, yeah.
Have a see you guys later.
Yeah, I seen you.
Good luck, Joe.
Yeah.
Boy,
Jane and Ann?
I hope you.
Yeah, they're not home right now, but Ann just took off to Bear Creek.
Oh, she performed tonight?
Yeah.
I've never seen her perform once, and all I hear is that how good she is.
She is.
Yeah, seriously.
She is. Uncle Tom, they know, you know, they took him on their way back to Wisconsin. They had the dinner at Bear Creek, and then they had the show. Well, I guess they just enjoyed it no end. You know what I think? Of course, I don't know. They come and tell me these things, but she portrays Mae West, and you know. She just is not the same person
On stage?
on stage. She is what she portrays.
Well, that's good.
They said, when she said, one of the fellows said to her, I hear you are pretty good with the fellows or something like that. And she said, well, I've been married 4 times. And asked 4 times? He said, yes. Once, the first one was a millionaire, and the second one was an
actor.
Huh?
An actor.
Actor. Second man was an actor. And the third man was a minister. And the fourth one was undertaker. And he said that's quite an assortment of what do you call them?
Husbands?
Yeah, whatever she says. And she says, and he says, why the assortment of, the different types of people?
Mm-hmm.
And she says, well, 1 for the money, 2 for the show, 3 to get ready, and 4 to do it. I can just see her. I laughed more over that because I thought I could just see how she could do that. She can do it too.
No, I'd love to see her. It's been a long time.
Bye, boys.
We'll see you.
Yeah. I'm
Okay.
sorry.
Grandma, we were talking to Mom last night, and she was born in Lima, Ohio, and she said you guys only lived there for a short while.
She what?
She said you only lived there for a short while in Lima.
Yes, about 2 years.
Yeah. What was Grandpa doing in Lima?
He worked with some company. He had kind of an invention, and it showed electric lights. And when the light was off, it showed one picture. But when the light turned off, you couldn't see that picture. It showed another picture from the inside. And so they, Opalum Company wanted him to work. Opalum.
How do you spell that?
O-P-A-L-U-M-E. It is no more. It's dead. And so they hired him for their, sign work and stuff, And so he got away from pictures. He did sign work then. And so the company moved to Battle Creek, Michigan, and of course they moved him with
you
them.
went with them, okay. And did he work for them all the time you were in Battle Creek?
I didn't work for him, but Dad did.
Yeah, did he work with them the whole time they were in Battle Creek?
Yeah.
And why did he move back down to Marion?
Because Old Bloom was going down.
The Depression?
And, yes. It wasn't a real depression then yet. But business was going bad. And they were talking about closing. And then the paper company, what do they call it? They make boxes and
corrugated boxes and stuff. Fiber, like a fiber company?
No.
What's that paper?
I forget.
No fiber.
They make paper plates and all.
Oh, yeah.
And so...
Mom said he used to draw patterns and stuff for paper plates?
Yeah. And anyway, that's how we got here to Marion.
What do you do in... Oh, okay. What do you do in Marion then? You worked with the paper, right? In Marion?
Well, for a while. And then we had the bad depression. That was bad. You couldn't buy a job, and not in his line of work. And eventually he just worked for himself.
Mm-hmm. When did he do most of his painting?
All through the years.
He didn't have one period where he did a lot of them?
Yes, in Huntington, when we were first married. But it got on his nerves so bad because Bishop Noel, he worked for the Sunday Visitor. And he was on his own, but the Sunday Visitor gave him a room. But then they took a certain percent of the money that he got for his pictures, and they advertised for him. But Bishop Noel thought he should just paint them one after the other, and he wouldn't say one a day. He thought he ought to be 2, 3, 4 a day, hand painted. And And this was pictures like mostly the Sacred Heart.
Mm-hmm.
And so he, I don't know, when he went to sign work and what happened.
Mm-hmm. He had a couple of other patents, didn't he?
Yes, but they were practically stolen from him. I hate to tell it because he was no businessman. He was absolutely no businessman. And he went to a lawyer in Battle Creek. This lawyer told him he could sell it for him. He wanted to sell the one patent. Well, at that time, $1,000 was a lot of money, you know. But it didn't take long when money wasn't so good anymore. Anyway, he gave the lawyer permission to sell it for him. And the lawyer lied to him. He told him, he said, he could only get, I don't know what he got for it, but he would take his percentage out of it, and he gave Dad $2,000 for it.
That much?
$2,000.
Mm-hmm.
And he sold it for $35,000.
Oh no!
But he told, Dad found it out later on. And Dad lost faith in everybody. He lost faith in everybody. Then he went to New York and sold a patent on Vertex.
The silkscreen.
And
so that patent he sold in Battle Creek, was that for the billboard painting? What was that patent? What was that thing he sold in Battle Creek with the lawyer?
The patent for the lawyer? Well, yes. What was that? It was had to do with the pictures, with the sign painting business.
Mm-hmm.
But poor Dad, if he could have had even 10,000 out of it, would have been something. But he got 2,000, and well, those are all days of the past. I don't even care to think about it because I used to think if he'd have let me handle when I did handle it. I used to help him, you know, when I had my first babies. Then, of course, when you got to have 4 or 5 kids, you just don't have time anymore for all that. And we didn't have the money to hire help.
Mom said you had a maid when you lived in Battle Creek?
For a while.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not long.
Mm-hmm.
No, things went from bad to worse, you know.
Yeah,
we lost our home.
Mom said you guys, when you lived on McClure, that you didn't have hot water for. When I was a kid, you didn't have hot water. I didn't know that.
I worked hard, and when I did those big washings, and let me tell you something, they were washings. When our boys went to school, they wore shirts with stiff collars and cuffs, and not sweatshirts like.
Yeah, right.
That was unheard of. And I used to iron 24 shirts every week. I mean dress-up shirts.
Mm-hmm.
And the girls' dresses, you know, they wore petticoats, full petticoats. Oh, when I think over those things, and I had to lift every bucket of water and heat it in a boiler, copper boiler, on the gas stove to do that washing. And I would have to have about 3 to 4 of those boilers full before I got all the washing done. Now, and then you had to dip your rinse water, and that was a narrow kitchen. I had to get every bit of it from the faucet in the sink in the kitchen. Now, if you think I didn't work,
Gee whiz.
no wonder those poor legs.
You know, Mom was also telling us about when she was growing up that they used to make this stuff on the stove for one of Grandpa, like some sort of paint or something. Do you remember what that was?
Yes, that was
The Vertex thing?
for Vertex.
What was that stuff?
I don't know what it was. I never paid too much attention to it. He did it.
Was it different colors and stuff, or what?
Well, no, it was the base of the thing.
Oh, I see. Well, hey, we got a little bit sidetracked now. I don't have Grandpa's brother's name.
Well, Frank, his name is Francis Xavier too, but they call him Frank.
Okay.
And Joseph.
Mm-hmm.
And then he had half brothers, and from the second marriage was Henry and George.
That's the one in Tucson.
He's sick now. He has cancer.
That's what Mom was telling us.
And Tony.
Anthony?
Mm-hmm. And two sisters.
Okay.
Mary and Teresa. Teresa's still living.
Oh, yeah. Did Teresa get married? And did Mary? Not married. Are any of his other brothers still alive?
Mm-hmm.
Is any of his other brothers still alive?
Just George and Tony.
George and Tony.
The rest are.
Yeah, did they have were there a bunch of kids?
And Paul, he had a brother Paul too, but he died a long time ago, and I forget.
Is that a half brother or?
Half brother.
Okay. We got a lot of stuff here. I don't know what else to ask. Can you think of anything?
Mom said that your parents' marriage was arranged. Was it arranged?
You what?
The marriage between your parents. It was arranged by their parents?
No. Here's how the arrangement came in.
Mm-hmm.
My mother took care of her mother, and from the time she was 15 years old, and the grandma just couldn't barely have anybody else around her, and she had cancer of the breast. And those days they had nothing for cancer, but they used to take soft linens, bed linens, and after they were worn, so they got real soft. And the neighbors, all the farmers around there would bring in their old sheets and stuff, and they would cut them in pieces, and they would buy Vaseline by the gallon and spread Vaseline on those cloths and put that on her. She was one big sore, And she died on Easter Sunday in the spring. And then Grandpa was so sad about that, and he wanted to get away from everything, and he didn't know what to do. Well, Uncle Henry was married, and so Grandpa gave the farm to him if he would come there and keep house just so he could have one room. Grandpa just wanted one room. And so that left, and they would, my mother's sister, we used to call her Minnie, Philomene, was there, but she was quite young, and Grandpa would keep her there, and she could work for Uncle Henry's wife, do help with the housework, you know, how the farmer's wife help with a lot of things, you know. And but Mom would have to go out to do housework, and Grandpa said, and the people, country people there, decided that Mom had no rest whatever. All of the years she took care of Grandma, and she was 15 then when she first took care of her, and then she was 18 in July when Grandma, she was still 17 of course, but she from Easter Sunday till her birthday in July, her birthday was 18. And so they all decided, because my father was a teacher and organist at this, he was out of college, and the first job he had was at St. Peter's, and that's how he got acquainted with my mother. She sang in the choir, and she had a beautiful voice. And so people all decided that he should marry her, because he had a chance for another school, but they wanted a married teacher. And at that school, they had a house for him, and so then that's why they really had been going together. You know, I mean, Grandpa, my father came to see her, but they never went anyplace because she was taking care of Grandma.
So there was affection between them.
Yeah. But she said the first time he came to see her, and she saw him coming, and he went to the front door, and she crawled out of the bedroom window, so they couldn't find her.
Oh, no.
She didn't want to see him, huh?
Oh! But then that's kind of how that marriage came about.
What was he like?
She got married, and she said that was the best time of her life, because she got rest. She had rest the first year of her life.
What was your grandfather like?
Huh?
What was he like? Your
Grandpa?
Your grandpa.
Grandpa's son. No, what was your father like?
Yeah, your father.
What was my father?
Yeah.
A stern man. He was a teacher, and the teachers in those days, you know, he was a college graduate.
Oh, yeah? From where?
Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
What was the name of the college? Marquette?
No. Irene went to the college.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I will have to ask her.
In Milwaukee.
He was stern, huh?
Huh?
He was a stern man, huh?
He was.
My mom remembers her being afraid of him.
He was strict. Yeah. Yeah, well, people were that way, you know. In those years, women were half afraid to speak up to the husbands. But that all changed in later years.
I'll say.
So Grandma was like that.
Huh?
Grandma was like that. Great Grandma Stein was like that then. Your mother.
My mother, she was a proud woman, but she hid her pride in a way, in a sort of way, but she never would, she was meek, and she was so good and so kind.
That's what Mom and Dad, they always say such nice things about her. What a wonderful person she was.
Yes, she was. And Grandpa was good. My father was good to her. I mean, he was good to the family. He provided and everything else. They saw hard times. Boy, I tell you, I know what it means to go without things.
What did he teach? What did he teach?
He was superintendent of schools.
Where at?
Different places. He was. He started in Mercer County. The first school was Casella, and the next one St. Sebastian. Then they moved to Dayton at St. Mary's, and then to Glandorf.
Glandorf? Where's
Glandorf,
that?
Ohio, near Ottawa. And from there they went to. He was always offered, priests from different parishes. At the time when we moved to Fort Wayne, the bishop in Indianapolis and Father Chrysostomus Homer, both were after him. They wanted him as organist. He was a wonderful organist. And they wanted him for organist, and they both offered him the same money, $500 a year just to play the organ on Sunday. Then any funerals or marriages or anything that was extra, and he got paid extra for that. Then he could have a job on the site, and which was bookkeeping. He went to the he decided to take it because Father Chrysostomus Hummer was such an humble man. He married us, and so Dad took that job, but it was a toss-up for quite a while whether he should go to Indianapolis or Fort Wayne. So Fort Wayne has grown double or more since that time, and but anyway, that's what happened there.
What's you said, Grandpa has half brothers. How did that come about?
Had what?
Half brothers?
No, not my father.
No. Grandpa had half brothers. Herman.
Yeah, your grandfather.
Yes. How did that come about?
Well, see, his mother died when he was only 3 years old, and then Grandpa, his father, married again.
Let me see.
And then, of course, they had Frank and Joe and Herman were the only ones from the first marriage. They had a little sister, but she died. She was only about a year old when she died. That child is really getting her sleep on, isn't she?
Yeah.
She played hard yesterday.
Grandma, you can trace the Burrs to Alsace-Lorraine. Now, can you trace the Steins back to Germany?
Yeah.
And that's only been a couple of generations, wasn't it?
Well, the Wonderhars came later than the Steins came earlier.
Okay. Boy, you've just got a wealth of information, I'll tell you.
Well, I can't be exact about things. Because there are things I've known, but I've forgotten. You don't keep up with it, And my mind is one track now.
Yeah. Well, why I'm recording this is for Pat's mother. And she's trying to do a little bit of a family tree on our side, too, because she has traced her family back to Sweden and her husband's family back to Poland and Germany.
And she's younger than I am.
Oh, yes. Pat's mother is about the same age as my mom.
Well, those days I could remember better, too, but it just isn't there anymore.
I remember Grandpa's workshop in the house on McClure Street. That was always the most mysterious place to me.
Never allowed it?
No, he had that curtain in front, and that was mysterious.
I like that's where he painted this picture.
Upstairs?
Mm-hmm.
And who's that in the boy David? Is that Dick?
Dick.
That's Dick. Quite a painting.